Hello again, it's your boy Fang. I'm going to open this episode by, I have given the order for our troops to move forward to the front lines, not because I expect an attack immediately, but because it's the responsible thing to do. I would also like some intelligence on the German forces deployed against us. But, I will actually start the video off by talking about combat width. So, I mentioned it a few times. I've mentioned the width of my divisions. So combat width is another word for frontage in a military sense. It's the amount of area of front line your unit occupies. So this rifle division, this Strelkovaya, there we go. This infantry division basically occupies a combat width of 20. Now that's an important number because on any individual tile, assuming that one tile is attacking into one other tile, that is to say units from one are attacking into one other, the combat width of the battle that's going to occur is 40. Now there's a couple of battle tactics that the commanders can pick to increase or decrease it, but most of the time it'll be 40. So that means if you want to maximize the amount of combat width that's being occupied by your troops and your troops are fighting in, you want the sum of your divisions to equal 40. Assuming that's your only consideration. So, 2 rifle divisions will do that. Not this one, we haven't done anything with them yet. 2 mechanized units will do that. Or 1 of our guard units will do that. Now, every time you add another territory that people are attacking out of into a single tile, it increases the combat width by 20. So if we take this one, for example, it can be attacked by 1, 2, 3 German tiles. If they were all to go in, the combat width would be 80. So, what I would want to have there, if I were doing this perfectly optimally, again, no other considerations, would be a combat width of 80 or 4 infantry, or 4 mechanized, or 2 guards, or any combination of that. A combat width equaling 80. Now the reason you want all your divisions typically, if possible, to be, a multiple of 20, is because you want to make it as easy as possible for your divisions to fit together on a tile so that they do that, occupy that amount of frontage, that amount of combat width. Often it's not relevant because you're dealing with large areas that are, you're just never going to have enough troops to fill that amount of combat width. But it's also possible that you'll be fighting on fronts narrow enough for you to do that. Also, if you're fighting in an area where there's much more than the available combat width of units on both sides, if you want it to go efficiently, you will fill all of that combat width. So you won't have like 2 divisions with 18 combat width, equaling 36 combat width out of 40, because they won't throw any more divisions in. You'll have to fight with a combat width of 36, and a smart player will have put 2 divisions of 20, and they'll have a combat width of 40. So theoretically, they're getting more bang for their buck in the fight. So that's what I'm trying to do. That's my obsession with 20 width or 40 width. We're going to accept that model for the most part. I'm not changing some divisions because I don't care and I want to phase them out anyway. The perfect example of that would be cavalry. I want to phase out cavalry divisions. Indeed, I might elect to say, screw it, I've put our troops on the border, but I'm going to withdraw all the cavalry for retraining. And I think I will do that, actually. That may take a bit of time. Let's leave the clock running. So the cavalry are really terrible. They are 4 battalions organized into 2 brigades. A total combat width of, if I remember it correctly, let's find out. Screw it, I don't have to remember it all. 8. So that's pretty terrible. If it was 10, it wouldn't be so bad, because again, multiple of 40, or rather, 40 is a multiple of 10. You get what I'm trying to say. But because it's not, we're not happy with that. Yep. And yep. And yep. So again, we're pulling back all the cavalry, if we have them. I don't think there are any cavalry in the north. That may not actually be true. Yeah, there's one. Here's a cavalry. We'll move them back, and I'm pretty sure the Ukrainian front is absolutely full of cavalry. Yeah, it definitely is. Which is highly unfortunate. Because I don't want that. Cavalry are bad. There's 4 of them. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, that should do the trick for now. Again, I only care about what I would consider to be relevant areas. So take all of you, and we'll take you. We'll stick you there. And the 15 cavalry divisions here will go somewhere like Yaroslavl, and we'll make alterations to their division type. Or we'll just switch them over to something. What is the state of our motorized? Not great, but we can do something about that. Construction 3. Before I go check that, you'll notice that our medium tanks have reached equilibrium again. We have enough for all of our units, which is very good, because we had a deficit. We keep switching over light tank battalions to medium, which is completely responsible. It's what we want to do. Alrighty, if I remember correctly, we had ignored electrical engineering, and we'll need the radio. Like, that's a huge deal. 5 reinforcement. What's it called? Let's just check out the army overview. Reinforcement rate. We've already got 6 because we have the base value of 2, which everybody has, and we got rehabilitated military and mass assault. Reinforcement rate is actually a pretty good thing. Sorry, what I was trying to say is reinforcement rate is actually a pretty good byproduct of the Soviet line of doctrine. You get a fair amount of it, which is pretty good. Especially if you're going to be doing a lot of fighting and your units are wheeling in and out of combat. Which will happen. I should check on Germany. What are they up to? Okay, they're just sorting themselves out internally. Yeah, I mentioned definitely last time that the world is an interesting place. Highly interesting, actually, I would say. We're going to try to secure the annexation of the Baltic states. We'll have our war with Finland. We'll try to get Bessarabia, or whatever it's called, Bessarabia, from the Romanians. We'll see how that goes. Very good, very good. Just some stuff. Just some stuff. Maybe time to look at the logistics again. Yeah, sorry. I'd forgotten what I was intending to do. Cavalry divisions. We'll make a duplicate. This will be a... Yeah, I guess we'll just continue to call it a cavalry division. No, we won't. I think we'll just turn them into motor streltsies. Yeah, let's just do that. 15 units of motor streltsy. How much will that set us back? 4,500 motorized. I don't know if I can countenance that. What if we turn them into streltsy divisions? How savage would that be? Anti-tank, we got the guns. Yeah, let's just do that, actually, come to think of it. They're much more relevant that way. Oh god. Poor Yugoslavia, they're done. Completely done skis. But that's okay. Again, I'm not spending a lot of time looking at my army groups because we don't need to yet. We're not going to be fighting yet. And we actually have pretty sizable reserves in various places. You need to train. Because at the moment you are trash. National focus bypassed. One of the following must be true. Owns Bessarabia or owns Bukovina. Claims on Poland bypassed. Well, that makes a certain amount of sense. Baltic security bypassed. Claims in the Baltic bypassed. That's interesting. Maybe I've just lost out on it. That's possible. I do have claims. I wonder if I'll get the event. We'll see. I hope I get the event. I don't really want to do any of this nonsense. Although I will. I will do it. Despite my desire not to. Yeah, anti-tank. It is coming along, but it is taking some time. We're producing fighters well. We're still replacing our earlier light tanks. We've got plenty of artillery. And we're producing guns. Very good. Very good. I think we might want to turn down our production of support equipment. We're still not ready, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think we're ready yet. For war, that is. Okay. Apparently we're just finishing up the construction of infrastructure, and when we get the warning that we're done constructing our infrastructure, haha, we'll have a look at other things. You. That is my country? What? Oh, I clicked on the wrong one. My bad. I could always just try to invade them, but that would not be smart, I don't think. That would be highly dumb. I hope the event triggers. It'd be highly embarrassing if it doesn't. Like, highly, highly embarrassing. Okay, there we go. There's the free civilian factories. Now we get to make battle plans, determinations about how we want to fight. Because we are going to fight. So, where's the factions? Romania is not yet in the Axis. It probably will be, though. So we'll assume that. Hungary obviously is. Still, the major attack is going to come out of Poland and Hungary. We have a big advantage here with these marshes, the Pripyat marshes, which are huge, all these little marsh territories. They slow people the hell down. In fact, let's have a look. That's Storm. Marsh. You only attack at 60% combat power, 50% more attrition, 100% chance for generals to get sick, and you move at half the speed. Or rather, it costs twice as much to move, so functionally you move at half the speed. So that's a really good tile to put Germans in. And so, what ended up happening with the Stalin line? Okay, alrighty. So we've got defenses around Odessa, which are useful. Down here we've got Kiev is fortified. And all the way up here we've got fortifications along these borders with Latvia and Estonia, and then further south. Minsk is fortified. Then this tile in Cherkasy is as well. Okay, well there's a couple areas that we can link up pretty easily with forts. I'd rather defend on the other bank of the river where Kiev. But it wouldn't take much to join up these lines. I might even make them level 7s too. Huh. And this is by far the better place to defend in terms of combat with, because if I put them here, you can be attacked from 3 different areas. To make this work, all I have to do is fortify that place. Okay. We'll make sure that line stays fortified in the forests. And now to make the marshes work, I'm thinking we put the next fortifications here, so that it's river crossing, then here, and we hold the front line at Gomel, along the east bank of the river, all the way up to where the airfield is. Let's give that a try. Just put them in like that. That's a contiguous line. Alrighty. I think we'll crank them up to level 5. They get damaged in battle and get reduced effectiveness, but at strength 5, a level 5 fort is minus 15% combat power times 5, so that's 75%. So negative 75% combat power attacking into a fort. That's pretty great. The other thing I want to do is fortify the Parakop, which is the isthmus of land that links Crimea with the mainland, because I have a feeling that they might break out of this area if they tried hard enough. And now, is there any advantageous territory between the two? Not really. I think the best that we can do is make sure we've got the airfield covered, sorry. And yeah, we can retain control of the airfield, that's fine. Alrighty. Okay, do we have a contiguous belt of defense now? Almost. And then there's this, which kind of sucks, but I think we can hold that. We don't need that. Then Minsk is like a forward outpost. We should probably increase the fortifications of Minsk because of that. They'll be practically surrounded. That's a good starting place. So we're now fortifying, creating a main defensive line that we hope to hold, or fall back to and hold. The aircraft production has been going extremely well. We've got reserves, huge reserves of fighters, although well over half of that will be biplanes. We've got Sturmovik reserves, tactical bomber reserves. Soon we'll be in a position to create new squadrons. I don't want to do it right away. I want to know if I'll be going to war with Finland soon. If the event will trigger. We'll know by, December, basically. I'm okay waiting for that. In the meantime, we'll get the Far Eastern fortifications, which are, I would say, probably meaningless. Looks like our submarines were all constructed, so we're just building up convoys, and I think I'll be happy to, until we reach maybe 100, 150 available, because I'm sure they'll get sunk by German submarines and we'll have to replace them. Now, the troops that we are training. They are done. They go to Stavka. Nope. These guys are definitely not done training. Okay. I think virtually everybody needs a bit of training. So we'll do... Not him, he's fine. We'll actually do theater-wide retraining. I didn't know you could select it from the Marshal. I don't think I will do it that way. I think I'll do it individually with every general. Makes more sense that way if somebody finishes earlier. Yep. Stavka needs retraining. I don't care about the Far East. Let's go. Submachine guns should be present, especially in our guards units now. Let's have a look, actually. Yeah, they're almost exclusively equipped with better machine guns. Or submachine guns, I have to say. Basically what it means is updated infantry weapons. It's not necessarily a submachine gun. Large front operations. Okay. That gives us supply consumption and a new tactic. That's pretty good, but I feel like I'm probably missing some stuff. Like air research. We need to update our bombers and we need to update our fighters. Oh boy. Oh boy indeed. In fact, our tanks, our medium tanks are relevant right now, but in the future we'll have to upgrade them. Same with the lights, assuming we choose to. Okay, pause. As part of maintaining the demarcation line on the border between us and Japan, a work party was sent out to check the demarcation markers near Lake Kasan. When approaching the border, the work party was taken under fire by a local Japanese outpost. We lodged a formal complaint, but the Japanese ambassador maintains that the work party was sent out to move the markers and allow us to claim more territory. The Japanese are assuring us that they will respect the border, but they will not allow any tampering. And they will respond with force. This effectively means we can no longer move freely about our own territory in the area. Unacceptable. Alright. So what's going to happen here? It's our shared border in Korea. So Japan gets to make the decision, apparently, about whether this goes a little bit hotter. There's only one tile we share with the border with Korea, and we have some NKVD parked on it. Let's park a bunch more units on it. Looks like the Japanese are keen to do that as well. Oh, actually, you're a regular unit. I want you there. So, we'll build up some units there. Who are they under the command of? Timoshenko? That's not great. Do we have anybody better? I would trust Golikov. I would also trust Chibidzov. I think I'll give him command for a little while. Talented new officers, excellent. It's about time we deploy some more units. So, we're going to train up some mechanized. Ah, my little dog. Allow me to pause the video and come back once I've shut her up. Damn dogs, always barking. Oh well, let's see what that's done to our stockpiles. Medium tank. Okay, that's acceptable. Now, I think the Streltsy Corps... Yeah, I messed up with the Streltsy Corps, I remember. Let's make some alterations. It should be a 40 combat width unit. I failed to ensure that was the case. Yep. And if I remember correctly, that is 40. That's correct. There we go. They could probably use the ability to dig in and maybe fight tanks. Cool. They're going to need retraining wherever they are. They're probably in the Stavka Reserve. The point is that we can now train some more. Oh, not 9. 8. There we go. How are we doing on equipment? Support equipment, we're fine. Anti-tank, we need more. Artillery, we're fine. Man, this anti-tank. Ooh, computing machine, done. Okay, is there anything we can get rid of in terms of supplies? We probably don't need that amount of artillery, but we're going to when losses start coming in. Encryption. First step. Excellent. Perfect. Now, are the Japanese going to take this decision? What the hell's going on here? Oh, looks like the German Reich are justifying. Well, we have even less time than I thought we did. Alright. Well, these exercises are officially over. Alright. Start digging in, boys. The Germans are now filtering troops over to us. Damn. That pro-access government. Access, please. Access government is going to cause us problems. I don't know if we can maintain this force up on the Leningrad front. For now, I suppose we can. It's part of the Stavka Reserve? Yeah, I thought so. Damn. Well, it's not so much an issue if the Baltic states don't get involved. But I think we need to start moving Stavka reserves forward. Let's take half of yous. We'll send you to Kiev. There you are. We'll take the other half of yous and we'll send you to Minsk. We've also got these armored units. And I think I have a strategy for the armor. I'm going to try to concentrate it, basically. And probably in the south where the terrain is better for armored attacks. Or a better way of putting that would be where the terrain is better for their armor to attack us. How far away are they from this? There's some time. Okay. Tell you what, I'm going to pause the recording now. I'm going to set up some units by doing a lot of laborious movement, and then I will reactivate the recording.